What's going on, my fellow degenerates? Week 5 is here. We got 4 teams on bye. We got a lot of injuries around the league. So running back rooms around the league are a total shit show. Let's talk about it. Yeah, so first off, bye weeks, 4 teams on bye this week. We got the Falcons with Bijan, currently the RB4, on pace for 2,000 yards. You got the Packers with Josh Jacobs, currently RB8, having a great start to the season. The Bears, DeAndre Swift, obviously not in the same tier as those guys, but he's still a reliable top 24 guy. The Steelers, the Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell. I don't know who we're going to get, but they're on bye as well. Kenneth Gainwell put up a monster week last week. So someone on that team is going to be producing in the RB position through this year. We just don't know who it looks like every week. So, yeah, some key guys we're going to miss out this week. Also, we got some injuries around the league. Chuba Hubbard, RB16 right now. He's out for the week. We got Trey Benson. He's only RB36, but he just took over for James Conner's season-ending injury, and now he had surgery on his meniscus, so he's out for 6 weeks. And then lastly, Bucky Irving, top 10 RB in the league in fantasy and real life as well. He's out this week as well. So if you're counting, that's 3 top 12 options and 6 top 24 options. So chances are, if you're in 1 league or 4 leagues, either case, you're going to be hurting for RBs this week. So let's talk about that a little bit. So first off, a singular week of your fantasy football season accounts for 7% of your total production in terms of points scored and win-loss. So unless your team's already sitting at 0-4 or 1-3 way down in your points scored, you don't really have to overreact too much to this week, and you have some flexibility with some options of what you can do. So there's 2 main options, is you can panic buy some players or you can sell for a come up right now. So a lot of this depends on what your team build and depth looks like, your record, your points scored, and your league mates' willingness. So some guys to target. Obviously, these guys are waiver wire targets. But even though they've probably already been picked up, you can see if they're still there, or you could trade for them for not a whole lot. So we got Rico Dowdle, we got Sean Tucker, we got Amari DiMercato, and then you guy like Rashad White, you're most likely going to have to trade a much steeper price. So what are these prices? Let's take a look over at fantasycalc.com, their trade database. These prices are going to be in 12 teams, PPR leagues, 1 quarterback, of course. So let's start with Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle is someone I actually like a lot this week. The Panthers are playing the Dolphins, 30th ranked run defense in the league. They're allowing over 5 yards per carry. Total terrible team on offense as well. Rico's a great target out of the backfield. So I think personally he's like a lock for like 12 points minimum. And in the landscape that we have with the RBs this week, that's great for me. I would love to have that. So currently Rico Dowdle is being traded for Ramondre Stevenson straight up, Troy Franklin straight up, Luke McCaffrey straight up, Colts defense straight up. So yeah, I take Rico over all of those guys. Even if it's just 1 week, it's a total win in my book. I'm 100% okay with paying a price like that for a guy who's going to produce for 1 week. I don't care if it's 2 weeks, 1 week's totally fine. I love that. So, and then a guy like Rashad White, he's been useful in the past for fantasy on volume. Bucky, the lead back, is out, so he's someone to target. That being said, though, looking at what he's going for, he's being traded straight up for Juwan Johnson, Trevion Henderson, Keenan Allen, Khalil Shakir. None of those guys are total world beaters this year in fantasy so far, but they are producing. They are decent assets to give up for a week of Rashad White, who also has to share the backfield with Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker, total meme guy. I've been a homer for him since he came out of Syracuse, but yeah, it's not solely Rashad's backfield. He's not like a lock for 15 points. So that's a lot of real production being given up for a rental. So, so what my takeaway from these 2 things are is to I'm going to sell some running backs right now. I've been selling running backs in a couple of my leagues so far this week, where I have the depth available, or I have someone coming back from injury later on in the season. So it's a great time to sell some running backs. Not just these guys, but some guys that you necessarily don't believe in. Looking at the top 24 running backs around the league, personally, I have a couple of them I don't believe in that I don't think their production's going to continue, whether it's volume based, talent based, other teammates coming in, younger guys moving up the depth chart. For example, Javonte Williams. He's currently RB7 on the season. The Cowboys are still terrible. I don't think he keeps that up personally. Let's take a look at what he's being traded for. Uh, Today, we had a trade with Javonte and DK for Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, you lose out on this week, but total steal. Javonte straight up for Bucky. Javonte straight up for Tyler Warren. Javonte for both J.K. Dobbins and DK Metcalf. I like that if you need the depth. So a good guy to look into. Travis Etienne, another guy I don't personally believe in. Currently the RB11 being traded for Olave and T. Higgins. Being traded straight up for Derrick Henry, straight up for Marvin Harrison Jr. Travis Etienne plus Chris Olave for Bijan was a trade that went down today. I'm smashing that if I have that in my inbox. So yeah, these guys are not definite must sells, especially if you don't get a fair price you don't think is worth it. But if you don't believe them, I think a lot of people around your leagues are desperate for running backs to plug and play this week. It's a good time to shop them around. So another guy to check in on, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins, like I said. They both could see decreased workloads as the season goes on. So definitely some things to look into. Moving on to other news around the league. We still have the same old backups playing this week. Wentz taking on the Browns and Jake Browning taking on the Lions. Both pretty tough matchups. And believe it or not, I have to make a decision between starting one of these bozos in a super flex league. I have Lamar out. Believe it or not, Lamar's my second quarterback. He's out. So I still have Josh Allen. Need to pick one of these guys. It's going to be a total coin flip. I'm not looking forward to it. No idea who to pick. Whatever I do, it's going to be the wrong one, as fantasy works. We see Jaden Daniels back this week against a tough Chargers D. I know they just lost, so they should be back with a vengeance. And then Mac Jones filling in once again, total balled out. I don't know if you watched the game. Mac Jones ate about 14 bananas on the sideline. He threw up, I think, 3 times on video. Who knows how many total, just from the grave. I don't know how he survived. I don't know if he's still alive. So, but yeah, the Niners pulled that one out solely thanks to Mac Jones. Moving on, we're almost done with this little segment here. We have 3 teams that still haven't won a game. We got the Jets, the Titans, and the Saints. So we'll start with the Saints. Saints obviously looked pretty good last week against the Bills, way better than anyone could have expected. They play the Giants this week. I think it should be a pretty good game. Giants won their first game last week. Rookie, he could be a little bit banged up. We'll see there. Jets and Cowboys, both these teams are terrible. Both these franchises are terrible. Cowboys score 0 points. They score 40. I'm not surprised either way. So, and then lastly, the Titans, they're playing the Cardinals. Man, I want to like Cam Ward in the Titans. It was nice to see Cam Ward be like, man, straight up, we're ass. That's okay to admit. And then the coaching staff, the ownership, management, they're all like, oh, that's not what he meant. Not what he meant. Like, that is what he meant. If I'm a Titans fan, I like Cam Ward and I don't like the organization after this. It's just not a cool move. Like, be honest. He included himself in saying we're ass. He's not blaming anyone. So I like to see that from a young rookie quarterback. He wants to improve, clearly. He's poised. But yeah, loser coaching staff in my eyes. So not a good look. They're going to lose to the Cardinals, remain winless. They might lose all their games this season. So, and then some other news around the week. Not only is AJ Brown still complaining, but apparently now Devonta Smith has joined him in the complain fest. I can't really blame him. Neither of them are on pace to break 700 yards this season. Sounds wild saying it, but should be interesting to see how this continues going forward. I mean, do the Eagles keep winning and they don't get targets? Like, what does that mean? Do they get targets and start losing? I mean, best of both worlds is winning and targets, but Eagles always last in pass attempts every season with Jalen Hurts, so I doubt that happens. Um, Old man Flacco finally kicked to the curb. We're getting a Dylan Gabriel start this week. Um, Flacco, a lot of volume, not a lot of stats to back it up on the sheet, ranking very low, if not last in a lot of stats. Not great for fantasy. So we have some interesting assets over there for fantasy. Obviously, Quinshaw Judkins looks great, like one of the best rookie running backs in this class. But you got other pieces like Jerry Judy, David Njoku, Harold Fannin Jr., who rely on the quarterback, so they could take a big turn here. Um, and then lastly, we'll touch on there are a couple things happening, I think, behind the scenes with some quarterbacks around the league. So some rumors of some moves being made. If Dylan Gabriel doesn't work out, maybe they trade for a quarterback. Maybe the Bengals try and move on and salvage some wins. Jake Browning's obviously not the guy. They trade for one. Another mystery team could pop up and try and mold someone, whether it's Shador Sanders or Anthony Richardson. But some names being tossed around, obviously Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins could be on the move. I think if any of these moves happen, it could be quite a big shakeup for fantasy usage around the league. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, doo-doo quarterback, but if he's playing in a team in fantasy, you got to start him. He's going to score some points. So as the season goes on, it's going to be an interesting storyline to follow. So that's all I got for this week, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend and good luck in all of your games.